go over the Baylor football depth chart for 2023, and granted, this is for week one on this, and I get there will be some changes throughout the season here because I know for a fact that there's a guy at the defensive tackle, the nose tackle spot, that's not going to play for at least the next, even like for the Utah game, it could be even up to the Long Island game. So I don't know about that situation, but the depth chart goes as follows. I'm going to start the quarterback position. Of course, Blake Shapen's named the starting quarterback, of course. And I'm going to go over like the heights and weights of all the players too while I'm at this depth chart. And I know it does not include Ajani Carter because he still has not practiced yet, and I doubt he's going to even play this week. So whenever his number gets announced for the team, I'll go over that. Just to make a note about him. He was supposed to be one of the best CBs on the team this year, as in for sure the top four. Now, yeah, of course, like Blake Shapen's going to be the starter, like I said, and Sawyer Robertson's the backup. Then R.J. Martinez is the third string. But at running back, this co-starters, Richard Reese and Dominic Richardson. Not surprising to me in the slightest. Of course, the third string is either Dawson Pendergrass or Bryson Washington, which shows me that Jordan Jenkins has not moved up in the depth chart enough. So, yeah. And of course, Jacoby Clark would be the sixth string guy. Now, wide receiver, like one of the wide receiver spots, like in the slot. The starters are like Monterey Baldwin or Jonah Burden, which is a little bit shocking because I thought Jordan Neighbors might be in there, but he's like the backup to those two guys. Of course, one of the outside wide receiver positions is either Josh Cameron or Hal Presley as a starter. But Cameron Bonner is the third string. The other wide receiver position, of course, Keytron Jackson Jr., like Keytron Jackson from a transfer from Arkansas, was going to be the starter. I already knew he was going to be starting. Then the backup would be Javon Gibson or Amani Winfield. So, now the tight ends. Of course, the first string tight end is Drake Dabney, of course. He's the most experienced one in the system. Makes too much sense. But the backups, there's like two oars on this for the second string. Kelsey Johnson, Jake Roberts, and Gavin Yates. The the fifth string is Matthew Kloffenstein. So, I'm not worried about, like I said, about the running back depth or tight end depth in the past. I'm not worried about that, and I think the wide receivers are going to be better this year because of more experience and the transfer in Keytron Jackson. Now, the offensive line, as we all know, we had to reload at that spot. We lost 4 starters. In fact, or all 5, but, At left tackle, which that's the blind side, as we all know, Campbell Barrington is going to be a starter. Not surprising. And the backup is Alvin Abaselli. Now, left guard is Gavin Byers. He's a senior. Makes a lot of sense. He's got some starts in the past. Makes total sense. And George Maye is the backup at left guard. Now, at center, Clark Barrington, which makes a lot of sense because I've heard in the past and that he's been practicing at center. So, now the backup would be Timothy Don or Colton Price or MJ Ruman. At right guard, Kane Siraki as a redshirt freshman. Yeah, he's ahead of Ryan Lengwell. Lengyel. I apologize if I butchered that last name. At right tackle, it's either Elijah Ellis or Tate Williams. And remember, Tate Williams out of high school, he played in a run-heavy offense, and he just ran the ball every play, literally. Look at the film. Now, That's now I defend like a, on the defense. I'm going to start up front, like in the like the field end spot, like is like T.J. Franklin. Of course, he would be the guy as a starter. And the backup is Trey Wilson as a freshman. But at nose tackle, for now, it is Cooper Lance or Trevin Ma'ai. As we all know, Trevin Ma'ai is a transfer from Oregon. So it makes sense because, look, Trey Emery is hurt and is still recovering. And Jarrell Boykins Jr., like he's going to miss this game for sure. Possibly even the next one. I mean, the next two at most, but he's going to be back by conference play, and he got hurt in a spring game. He did. So now the defensive end spot, the other defensive end spot, Gabe Hall is a starter, but the backup is either Devontae Tezino or Justin Sambo. Makes a lot of sense. Now at the jack position, I'm a little surprised on who's named the starter, and that's Kyler Jordan as a redshirt freshman. And the backup would be Garmin Randolph or Brian Vaughns or Tony Owanwu. And I know Garmin Randolph had a DUI, and he hopefully learns his lesson. At the will linebacker spot, it's Mike Smith as a starter, and the backup would be either Josh White or Brooks Miller as redshirt juniors, respectively. Now, the Mike linebacker spot is Matt Jones, and I've heard that they switched, and now they got both of them on the field at the same time. The backup for the Mike would be Tyrone Brown or Jeremy Evans. Now at the star position, it's either Bryson Jackson or Corey Gordon Jr. Yeah, I have been hearing that. So that name. And one of the cornerback spots, the starter would be Tevin Williams III. The backup is either Isaiah Dunson or Caden Jenkins. At the other cornerback spot, it's Chateau Reed or Reggie Bush. I mean, like Chateau Reed's a starter, and the backups would be Reggie Bush or Carl Williams IV. The free safety spot would be Devin Lemire as a starter. Backup is Romero Noel. At the other safety spot, like the weak side safety, is Devin Bobby. And the backup would be Alfonso Allen. On special teams, like the field goal kicker is still a toss-up as a starter right now between Isaiah Hankins and Jack Stone. Of course, the third string would be Bryce Bolin. Then the fourth string, Hayden Arnold. And the same thing goes for the kickoff guy as well. At punter is not a surprise. Pong Williams is going to get the start. Isaiah Hankins is a backup. But Pong Williams was really heralded as a punter out of high school, by the way. I know, and in terms of like rankings. Now, kick returner is there's a bunch of oars in a row, like 1, 2, 3, 4 oars. Corey Gordon, Richard Reese, Jonah Burton, Tayshawn Wilson, and Dawson Pendergrass. I think the plan is to redshirt Dawson Pendergrass, if possible. I mean, either redshirt Bryson Washington or Dawson Pendergrass. I believe that's the plan. Now, punt returners has 3 oars on the list. Josh Cameron, Monterey Baldwin, Amari Winfield, Jonah Burton. The long snapper starter would be Garrison Grimes, the son of Jeff Grimes. And Dylan Schaub's the backup. The holder would be either Pong Williams or Sawyer Robertson. So, now I went over the depth chart for all of game 1, and I know it does not include Ajani Carter on the list because he's not been practicing. But if Ajani was playing, he would be a CB, a fifth-year guy, at 6 foot, 195 pounds. And I know he's not listed in terms of like numbers still. And I said this already, and I'm sorry if I sound redundant, but once we see what number Ajani Carter is going to be, I'll say the number. I'll just make a community post about that. It's no use to do a video over one detailed note. I mean, now I'm going to go over like the numbers of the players and position, height and weight, experience. I mean, Matt Jones is number 2, 6'3" tall, 251 pounds, as a redshirt senior linebacker. Number 7 is Bryson Jackson, safety, 6'2", 209 pounds, as a 7th-year guy. T.J. Franklin, number 9, 6'5", 269 pounds, at defensive line, as a 5th-year senior. Keetron Jackson, number 11, 6'3" tall, 208 pounds, at wide receiver. Alfonso Allen, 5'11", 194 pounds, sophomore at safety. Blake Shapen, 206 pound junior at like QB at quarterback position on offense. Isaiah Dunson, number 13, 6'1", 186 pounds at CB. That's a sophomore. Sorry, Robertson's a redshirt sophomore, 6'4", 220 pounds at QB. The backup to Blake Shapen. Armani Winfield, a wide receiver, 6'2", 200 pounds, redshirt freshman. RJ Martinez, number 15, 5'11" tall, 213 pounds, as a junior. And he could be one of those guys that could get a scholarship down the line. Carl Williams, the 4th, is number 15, 6'1", 180 pounds at CB as a freshman, which is pretty impressive to be on that depth chart. Hal Presley, 6'2", 196 pounds at wide receiver. That's a junior. John Burton is 5'10", 197 pounds as a wide receiver, as a redshirt sophomore. Kay Tessier, 6'3", 217 pounds as a quarterback at freshman. Bryson McHenry, 5'11" tall, 198 pounds, a redshirt freshman at QB. Jordan Neighbors, 5'11" tall, 189 pounds, as a wide receiver. Number 19. Javon Gibson, 6'3", 213 pounds, as a wide receiver, as a redshirt sophomore. Kane Jenkins is also number 19, 6'1", 173 pounds, as a cornerback, as a freshman. And yes, you could have the same number some of these players, but you cannot have them both on the field at the same time. Now, Devin Lemire, 5'11" tall, 187 pounds at safety. Chateau Reed, 6'2", 109 pounds as cornerback. That's a junior. Redshirt junior. Dominic Richardson, number 21, 6'1" tall, 204 pounds at running back. Reggie Bush, number 22, 6', 191 pounds as cornerback. Redshirt freshman. Jordan Jenkins, 6'1" tall, 217 pounds as a redshirt sophomore. Corey Gordon Jr., 6'2" tall, 191 pounds at safety. Landry Kenny, by the way, 6', 187 pounds at wide receiver. And little known fact, he's going to play against his brother. That Baylor's going to play against his brother. The head coach at Texas State is the brother of that player. Yeah, interesting. Jacoby Clark, number 25, 5'10", 230 pounds as a redshirt senior. Number 25, LeVar Thornton Jr., 6'3", 175 pounds as a freshman at cornerback. The long snapper is Garrison Grimes, number 26, 6'2", 216 pounds as a redshirt sophomore. Tony Williams III, 6', 188 pounds at cornerback, redshirt sophomore. Devin Bobby, number 28, 5'10", 186 pounds at safety, sophomore. Romario Noel, if I could speak here. He's a safety, 6'3", 210 pounds. That's a redshirt sophomore. Richard Reese, number 29, 5'9" tall, 279 pounds as running back. Michael Allen, that's a safety, number 30. He's 5'7", 183 pounds as a redshirt freshman. Bryson Washington, 6', 204 pounds as a running back or as a freshman. Carmelo Jones as a linebacker, number 32, 6'1" and 225 pounds as a redshirt freshman. DJ Coleman, 6', 194 pounds as safety as a freshman. MJ Altimore Jr., 6', 191 pounds as a cornerback. That's a freshman. Josh Cameron, 6'1" and 215 pounds as a wide receiver, a redshirt sophomore. And he was a former walk-on, by the way. Of course, Jackie Marshall, he might have been on the depth chart like a 2 or 3 deep. He's out for the year, as we all know, a defensive line, 6'3", 265 pounds as a redshirt sophomore, number 35. Number 35, Dawson Pendergrass, 6'2" and 212 pounds at running back as a freshman. Tyrone Brown, 5'11" tall, 233 pounds. At linebacker is a redshirt sophomore. Tayshawn Wilson, cornerback, 5'9" tall, 278 pounds as a freshman. Jacob Redding, 6 foot, 187 pounds as a safety as a freshman. Michael Mastro Discasa, number 39, 6 foot, 196 pounds as a redshirt sophomore as a safety. Mike Smith Jr., number 40, 6 foot, 231 pounds as a fifth-year senior at linebacker. Brooks Miller is number 41, linebacker, 6 foot 1, 229 pounds as a redshirt junior. Jeremy Evans is a linebacker, number 42, 6 foot 1, 260 pounds as a redshirt freshman. Gavin Yates is number 43, 6 foot 3, 230 pounds as a junior. Mark Patton, number 44, 6 foot 4, 253 pounds as a redshirt junior at tight end. Josh White, number 44, 6 foot, 215 pounds as a linebacker, a redshirt junior. And hopefully he gets better. I mean, he needs to make more impact and develop more. Hawkins Pauly, 6 foot 3, 250 pounds as a freshman at tight end. He's a big dude as a freshman. Byron Vaughn, 6 foot 4, 242 pounds as an outside linebacker. That's his fifth year. Tony Awonwu, outside linebacker, 6 foot 2, 243 pounds as a junior, number 46. Caleb Parker, number 47, 5 foot 11 inches tall, 205 pounds as a redshirt junior. Dylan Schaub, number 47, 6 foot 5, 226 pound freshman as a long snapper. Trevor Ma'ai, number 48, 6 foot 5 inches tall, 296 pounds as a redshirt junior. Trey Lawrence, 6 foot, 209 pound linebacker. That's a freshman. Jonathan Steinhauer, which unfortunately he wasn't in like a jersey or anything. What I saw in a photo, I believe. Yeah, 6 foot 6, 242 pounds as a tight end as a freshman, number 49. Connor Heffernan, outside. Offensive line, 6 foot 3, 294 pounds as a redshirt sophomore. Kyle Roberts Day, number 50, defensive line, 6 foot 3, 274 pounds as a redshirt freshman. Man, he's a big dude, and that's fortunate that we have 4 years of eligibility with that guy, and maybe he develops and becomes an impact force down the line. Kyle Jordan, outside linebacker, 6 foot 1, 235 pounds as a redshirt freshman, and number 51. Corey Kelly, number 52, 6 foot 3, 218 pounds as an outside linebacker. That's a freshman. Campbell Barrington, offensive line, 6 foot 6, 299 pounds as a junior. Josh Sambu, defensive line, number 53, 6 foot 4, 284 pounds as a fifth-year senior. Timothy Don, 6 foot 2, 306 pounds as an offensive lineman as a redshirt freshman. Number 54, David Marshall Jr., 6 foot, 278 pounds as a defensive lineman. That's a sophomore. Garmin Randolph, number 55, outside linebacker, 6 foot 7, 250 pounds, redshirt senior. Clark Barrington, number 56, offensive line, 6 foot 5, 306 pounds, fifth-year senior. Braden Strauss, number 56, linebacker, 5 foot 11 inches tall, 5 foot 11, 214 pounds, redshirt junior. Wes Tucker, offensive line, 6 foot 5, 294 pounds as a freshman. Prince Hugo, defensive line, number 57, 6 foot 1, 227 pounds as a redshirt sophomore. Gavin Byers, number 58, offensive line, 6 foot 5, 318 pounds, senior. Jim Marinan, linebacker, 5 foot 10, 220 pounds, redshirt sophomore. Javante Tenzino, number 59. Jaden is number 58, by the way, if I didn't mention that already. Javante Tenzino, 6 foot 5, 286 pounds, redshirt freshman. Caden Tone, offensive line, 6 foot 4, 272 pounds as a freshman. Ryan Langwell, like I said, I already spelled his last name. I apologize if I butchered any of these names up to this point or in the future. I apologize for that. Offensive line, 6 foot 5, 205 pounds as a redshirt sophomore. Sean Tompkins, offensive line, 6 foot 5, 209 pounds as a freshman. Bryce Simpson, offensive line, 6 foot 5, 286 pounds, redshirt freshman. Man, he's lost a lot of weight since he got to Baylor, and I think it's a good thing. And now they're going to try to maybe add some more muscle into it, and without getting ridiculously huge. You don't want to be where he was in the beginning. MJ Ruman, number 71. Offensive line, 6 foot 4, 291 pounds, redshirt sophomore. Colton Price, 6'2", 305 pounds, offensive line, redshirt freshman. George Miley, offensive line, 6'3", 305 pounds, is redshirt freshman. Caden Siraki, offensive line, 6'8", 218 pounds, redshirt freshman. Elijah Ellis, offensive line, number 75, 6'6", 307 pounds, as a redshirt senior. Isaiah Robinson, 6'6", 299 pounds, offensive lineman, that's a freshman. Tate Williams, offensive line, 6'4", 301 pounds, redshirt sophomore. Alvin Abasele, offensive line, number 79, 6'6", 304 pounds, redshirt freshman. Monterey Baldwin, 5'9", 168 pounds, a wide receiver. Jonathan Davidson, number 81, 6'1", 208 pounds, redshirt junior. Cody Ladinka, number 82, tight end, 6'4", 242 pounds, as a redshirt freshman. Cameron Bonner, number 84, 5'11", 186 pound wide receiver, that's a redshirt sophomore. Matthew Kloffenstein, one of those two. 6'4", 204 pounds. 6'4", 246 pounds, tight end. Jake Roberts, number 86, 6'5", 248 pounds, as a junior. Kelsey Johnson, 6'2", 248 pounds, tight end. Though he could be like an H-back, too, Number 88, Micah Gifford, 6'3", 203 pounds, wide receiver, that's a freshman. Drake Dabney, 6'5", 248 pound, tight end, that's a senior. Brendan Bett, 6'5", 209 pound, defensive lineman, that's a freshman. Trey Wilson, 6'3", 259 pounds, as a freshman, as a defensive lineman. Same thing goes for Brendan Bett on the defensive lineman position. Trent Thomas, number 92, 6'3", 237 pounds, as a freshman, as a defensive line. G.K. Kalu, 6'4", 270 pounds, as a freshman at defensive line. Bo Chayo Jen, 6 foot, 277 pounds at defensive line. Palm Williams, number 94, 6'2", 183 pound punter, that's a freshman. Gabe Hall, 6'6", 292 pounds at defensive line, that's a senior. Bryce Bolin, 5'11", 272 pounds at kicker, redshirt junior. Hayden Arnold, number 97, 5'8", 280 pound kicker. Cooper Lance, number 97, 6'3", 273 pounds at defensive line. Gerald Boykins Jr., 6'4", 230 pounds, defensive lineman, number 98. Isaiah Hankins, 6 foot, 192 pounds, that's a redshirt sophomore at kicker. Trey Emery, 6'2", 308 pounds at defensive line. And Jack Stone, number 99, 5'11", 197 pound kicker, that's a sophomore. And to explain the significance on Jarrell Boykins, right after spring practices, he was going to be the starter at the nose position. So, the good news is Baylor should have him back for the conference play, at the minimum, at worst. And hopefully he could come back a week early, but I'm not so sure. So, anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later. 500 subscribers, we're on the road to it. Let's go.